Hey guys, welcome to this Adventures of Malibu and Dad. Guys, today we found a special place here in Franklin County, not too far from Roanoke. It's the Jubal Early Homestead home, and this is where he grew up and stayed and lived till he was about 16 years of age before he moved to Lynchburg. As you know, Jubal Early was one of the Confederate generals who actually saved Lynchburg from northern aggression and saved the whole town. So come aboard, guys, as we take a look at his family home and show you some of the sights. Come on.
Glad to share the places and the people that we'll meet. Think of the memories we'll have. Exploring hidden history. It's time to hop aboard on the road with Malibu and Dad. On the road with Malibu and Dad.
All right, guys, so when you pull in, this is what you're going to see. And there's the home. Now, be aware, this home has been added onto. So I'll show you some of the original footprints of the actual home that he grew up in. But it has been added onto, and a really cool story. So let's go inside, check it out. All right, guys, so this is along the walkway. And this is a cabin that they brought here. And the cabin is approximately where they believe the kitchen would have been. This is not the original structure. They brought this cabin over from North Carolina. And they kind of depicts where the outdoor summer kitchen was. So unfortunately, like a lot of historical preservation things, this one didn't have a lot of documentation. Really, there is no known documentation other than some of the pictures of the original home back when they took possession of it back in 1995. Now when you walk up, guys, this is probably one of the largest boxwood trees and bushes I've ever seen in the state of Virginia. It smells absolutely amazing. Here's part of the house. So this section of the house here, guys, and this section of the house were actually added on later to the home. Originally, the property encompassed over 4,000 acres of farmland. And if you think about that today, that's still a lot of property. And this is the property here, guys. This home is still on the original structure. This property is still the original property. The trust and the lady who donated 8 acres in the home used to live here also. And her family still owns a lot of that property here, the 4,000 acres that way. That outbuilding there is still very much part of what used to be the overseer's home. And we'll take a look at that real quick. So if you take a look at the house here, about where that center window is right where the new section starts. Jubal Early's actual home was from the right of that window all the way to the right-hand side. Everything else was added afterwards. So it shows it a lot bigger than what truly it was in the beginning, but the house was added onto. As far as they know, as they can figure out, the house was built somewhere in about 1814. So that's pretty old. And then the rest of the house was built soon thereafter. So, you know, mathematically the house is very, very old. The property is absolutely gorgeous. I can imagine a young general as a boy growing up in this area had to be absolutely amazing, because the scenery here in the mountains is so gorgeous here in Franklin County. We're coming out to the overseer's home here, and the actual foundation here, as you can see, is the original foundation of the original home, and the actual fireplace and foundation. Obviously, they've added to this, and some of this is newer construction, obviously. But the wood floors are pretty much what it looked like. It's a very small cabin, small room, but it did have a fireplace. So the overseer probably ran the day-to-day operations. Had his desk here. view of the property. And of course, one of the main products of the property was tobacco. And this is tobacco here, guys. A plaque here. There's a little bit of the history. See the old Tony and Groove kind of construction. And he would come out every day and he'd oversee over 4,000 acres. All right, let's go over to the house. We'll go inside. I'll show you some of the interior. Here's the steps to the home. The original front door of the home is actually to the right here. As you can see, Jubal A. Early, home place. Circa 1814, that's when it was built. So this was the actual real front door. And one of the old buggies. It would have been from that era. This is an old doctor's buggy right here. So doing a really good job of keeping it preserved, and that's a big thing. Preservation is very important, especially when we got something historical like this, guys. And they do such a great job here, bringing it all to life for you and educating you. All right, guys, so we're inside. Some photos here of some of the history and some of the things they've done. Some of the preservation. Now the fireplace in the main house was possibly built by Jubal Early. Like I said, guys, this is the original house when they got it back in 1996, 95. And I got some Civil War artifacts, swords, some pistols, old hat here. Here's a picture of Jubal Early when he was older. He did die in Lynchburg, and I've been to his grave. And I've got a video on that. His tombstone there. It's in the Spring Hill Cemetery in Lynchburg. Picture of him here. And the main hallway here, so the wall to the left here is going to be the original house, guys, and this is the added on portion. But because of the Raymond L. Kelly family, they were the ones that owned the property. It's gone down to them. And this is the lady who actually helped to preserve this site and gave him the house and the 8 acres. So God bless the Kelly family for that. They preserved history. And she actually lived in the home here. Part of the stipulation was she gave him the house, but they had to add on to the house, and she was allowed to live her last days here. So this is the main portion of the house. And this would have been the front door. As you can see, the front door is very, maybe 6'2", 6'3" at the highest. They're a lot smaller than statue back then. But this is the original structure. And he supposedly built that fireplace right there. So that's probably one of the only few remaining pieces to the original home. A lot of the furniture here, of course, that's a young picture of Jubal Early, who was a Confederate general and also now has passed, but was an attorney in Lynchburg, Virginia. So this was the main home here, guys. And that doorway leads, it was a 2-story, leads up to the bedroom. So the rest of this here is just addition to, soon thereafter. Now it's kind of like the visitor center, and where you come in to his home. There's a depiction of Jubal as he's coming in. And he was the only general who was literally 2 miles within Washington, D.C. at one time from the South. And we will take you upstairs. staircase. I'll take you up to the second story here. Very steep steps, but these are originals. As you can see, when they built onto the house, this is one of the bedrooms here. Jubal wasn't around when this one was built, but soon thereafter. But this is the wall here that was a remaining structure of the original home. And this is the actual upstairs bedroom. Jubal Early and his 9 siblings and mom and dad also lived. That's the staircase. That shows you by the front door, the door that was closed. Original type beds that they had back in the day. If you see, they got the rope there. That's what the old coin phrase, sleep tight, don't let the bed bugs bite. You could tighten that up, and those ropes would tighten up that bed and you would have a more firmer sleep. There's the view from the window on the property. The caretaker's home on your right. Wash table, that's how they would wake up and wash up in the morning. There was no indoor plumbing, it was all exterior plumbing back in 1800s, 1814. There's the original fireplace. And they've got some pieces of furniture that are period, what it may have looked like. Obviously, not a lot of plans or how it really looked. These are the original floors though. Original floors, original walls, original home location. Just added to. It's kind of amazing that it's the way they lived back in the 1800s. Of course, it's air conditioned now. Back then it was a lot hotter. They did a really good job, I think, matching up the addition to the house. All right, let's head on down. All right, guys, when you come to visit, please sign in the book. Let them know where you're from. They like to know who's coming to visit. As always, donations are greatly appreciated. It helps preserve history. So if you come, guys, please leave a donation. That'd be awesome. Now I'll show you one more room. All right, guys, so this is the addition parlor room. You can see the old piano forte there, man. That thing is beautiful. Look how thick that thing is. Picture George Washington, one of my favorite generals, Stonewall Jackson. So Jubal Early was good friends with all these generals and Robert E. Lee. Some legal books. Here's a photograph of General Jubal Early. Fine gentleman. Like I said, he saved Lynchburg from the Union attack, man. It would have been bad. And I have a piece of history here. This is the actual top hat and coat of Jubal Early when he passed away. So the story goes is he was brought 2 suits, a gray one and a black one. This is the black one. He was buried in the gray one because it's pretty much depicted the color of the officer's outfit that he had, or uniform. I'm sorry about the angle here. Let me see if I can come over here. And that's the top hat and jacket, all in black. So this sat in the undertaker's house or business, and they got a hold of the trust here, and they said, hey, would you guys be interested in this? And they said, absolutely. So believe it or not, guys, it was in storage all those years, and that's why it's such a great shape. It was between this one and the gray suit, and he got buried in the gray suit. The gentleman that actually built this, there's his rank there, General Early's rank. So really cool that they've got that preserved. It's really a piece of history, and the room is absolutely gorgeous. Love the history here. It's worth preserving, anything that to deal with the Civil War and what occurred back then, guys. Look at the outside. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you to the gentleman here that was on the board that allowed me to do this, and the president who allowed me to come out today and open this up for me to film. It was very generous of you, and I really appreciate it. Guys, come out and visit. I'll put the location in the description or in the video, and they would love to have visitors. All right, guys, almost forgot. I wanted to show you the interior of the cabin. This is one they purchased in North Carolina. I'll tell you what, I'd live in this thing. This is absolutely cool. Look at this thing. Boy, this is the real deal right here, guys. So, you know, an outdoor kitchen would have been like this, where they cooked. That's kind of what they use it for now. It was all brought to you by, in honor of General Villa, from his dedicated leadership of over 25 years. He was a founding board member and first Presbyterian of Jubal Early Preservation Trust. Super guy. He actually mortgaged his house to bring this to the property and to make this a part of the Jubal Early Foundation. And thanks to him, this has all been possible. He's thus passed away. But God bless Gerald for bringing this here and preserving it, preserving all the history, guys. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed the visit. I know I enjoyed it. Look at this old lock here. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this visit. It was a lot of fun. All right, guys, so that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed our trip to the General Jubal Early home place. And they're only open Sunday from 1 to 5. So you got to plan on coming out on a Sunday, guys. Worth the trip. Ron was super duper, man. Just a great guy. Very knowledgeable. He's on the board there. If you get a chance, guys, I highly recommend it. Especially if you're a Civil War buff, come out and check him out, guys. It's a lot of fun. It's off the Jubal Early Highway also here. So, like I said, we'll put the link in the description of the address and everything you need in the video. Guys, come out. Remember, go out there and try to adventure whenever you can, guys. If you can't, come with us. We'll take you there. From me, Mom, and Malibu, and Adventures in Malibu and Dad. Take care, guys. We love you. God bless you, and be safe.